The crypto market has just erased 2 billion in long positions over the last 24 hours, and the entire timeline is panicking. People are confused, fearful, and calling for a bear market. And this is exactly the sentiment that we want to hear. Exactly the emotional state the market needs before reversing. BTC alone has had just under 1 billion liquidated over the last 24 hours. Now, ask yourself this question: why did we drop so heavily, although there's not been any negative news? In fact, we've been having positive news over the last 1 to 2 weeks. Why did the biggest liquidation come when sentiment was already shaky? Because this isn't fundamentals, it's all about psychology. These are the moments that separate emotional traders from the prepared traders. These massive wicks aren't accidents. These are engineered events designed to create maximum fear, maximum confusion, and to make traders believe that the bull run is over. But look what happens historically. Every single time we have a pump in BTC, we always see this followed by the altcoins. Now, fear isn't a signal to exit. It's a signal that the market is hunting liquidity and we should be greedy during this time. Now, our targets have been met. In my previous video, I said to you, I want to see the total market cap tap into order block fair value gap. We've completed that. Now we came fractions away from the 78.6. My target was 2.73 and we tapped into 2.74. Now, given the fact that we were so close into tapping into this, there is a possibility we can come back down and fulfill that 78.6. However, that necessarily doesn't have to happen. We can see the reversal from here onwards. Now, what I want to see to confirm that the market is ready to move to the upside is a weekly close above this order block and hopefully above this sell side liquidity. So around 2.96 trillion is where I'm looking right now on the total market cap. We can see on the daily time frame this huge wick to the downside. This is exactly what we've been waiting for, what we've been looking for. Now, we're going to have to go in the lower time frame for these, because on the 1 hour, what we can see is we initially had that move to the downside, price came back in, swept liquidity, and now we've moved to the upside. We have created a new structure down here and price has tapped into 61.8. So ideally what I want to see now is price to continue the move to the upside from here. Now things are looking very, very good in the market, and I hope you bought some of the coins that I've been shouting about over the last 3 to 4 weeks, and I'll go over them in a second. Now on BTC, things are looking spectacular. BTC has swept all of the liquidity at the 61.8 to the 78.6. We've tapped into this order block down here as well. Now, ideally, what we want to see is price close above on the weekly, above the 78.6. So we'll call it 85K. Daily time frame is looking great as well. We've got this huge wick to the downside, but more importantly, let's go into the 1 hour. So similarly, what we can see down here is we had that huge liquidation wick to the downside. Price then brought in a lot of buyers around this area, so we knew price was going to come back in and take out all of those positions to the upside. So this was a sweep of liquidity once, sweep of liquidity twice. Now we're moving to the upside from here, and what we can see is price has created this new area where price has tapped into the 61.8. So we had a move to the upside, 61.8 rejection, and a continuation. Now let's see how price reacts from these key regions. We have liquidity all above these areas down here that I want to see get swept, but it's looking pretty good. This candlestick here on the 15-minute time frame is a good sign. Of course, we want to see this on the higher time frames, but we can see this bullish Maribozu to the upside, which is a good sign for us. Now, hopefully this is the last of it and we won't see anything else further. Although, like I say to you, going back onto the total, there is always a possibility that we can come in and tap into the 78.6. And overall, our downside target would be, of course, this area here, which is 2.3 trillion, which is a bit scary. I understand that, but we can come down and tap into that area and still move to the upside from here. So nothing has changed for me. I am still extremely bullish. In fact, this event has made me even more bullish than ever. You need to be patient and you need to be ready to pull the trigger when people are not ready. In these moments are what separate emotional traders from the real traders who are prepared to trade. Now, last but not least, Ethereum has tapped into our key areas. We do have a bit more room to the downside. Now, I called this area in my previous two videos. I want to see the 61.8 get tapped into, so 2.7K. Now, if we do come lower, my next target to the downside is 2.5K. And then if we have the overall move to the downside, we're looking at the regions of 2K in Ethereum. Now, interestingly, the alts didn't move that much compared to the move that we've had on the total and also on Ethereum, which I'll go over in a second. Now, on the daily time frame, we can see the huge wick to the downside, rejection of the fib area, and then we go on the 1 hour. It's not looking that clean as it is on BTC, but we can see that we've had this liquidation wick, sweep off the liquidity again, taking out all those buyers, and now we had to move to the upside. Ideally, what I wanted to see is a bit more of an aggressive move to the upside, more of a bullish move to the upside, and then we'll get a pullback and then a continuation to the upside, but we haven't got that yet. So this could mean we may get another move to the downside on Ethereum. So let's see how that plays out. Now, last but not least, the coins that I told you guys to buy are in good positions. The first one that I mentioned to you was Virtuals. I said anything below $1 is a good buy. I think this reached around 0.8 and that is a good buy. So hopefully you guys bought that. Now, Game is another coin to buy, and this is at a great position right now for you to take your entries on spot buy. So I'd recommend for you guys to buy around these regions. Now, of course, I caught the exact low down here, so I'm still running in a good amount of profit, and I haven't closed any of my spot positions yet, but this is at a good place to buy. Now, if we do come lower on Ethereum, there is a possibility we can come in and come into this breakout order block, or even tap in the all-time lows down here and also move back up. So we'll keep an eye on that. So two other coins, like, we haven't had much movement, but what we can see is here is the lows. We are not far away from the lows, but what's the chances of price coming into that region? That would probably cause a huge nuke, and that would probably cause total to tap into the regions of 2.3 trillion, if not lower. Now, what we want to see from here is price reversing to the upside, because we've been having price trickling its way down. Let's go on the daily time frame. Trickling its way down, and we can see we are trying to move up, but price keeps going down. We want to see a strong bullish move like this to confirm we are ready to move to the upside. But this is in a great position to buy right now if you're willing to take the risk. And last but not least, Algo. Now, Algo actually came into the regions of 0.13. I had an order to be executed around 0.12. Unfortunately, it didn't come into that region, but let's see how this plays out, because we may get that final sweep to the downside, and this could be a close to the upside. Next week, we'll get the final sweep to the downside, and then we'll get our overall move to the upside from here. But this is in a great position for you to buy right now if you're willing to take the risk. Now, no other changes. I am still very, very bullish in the market. Nothing has changed for me. And if anything does change, I'll keep you guys updated. Now, if you like these types of videos, I trade crypto using the ICT strategy. So hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment, and I'll see you in the next video.